Hey guys, it's Jeff from CapX Cards back with another PSA submission reveal. This one we've got a few baseball and a few Bowman U for the NFL draft, at least candidates that I thought would be in the NFL draft discussion, but we'll get into that. This order was sent out on November 25th. So it's actually been some time. That might be more than 90 calendar days since I sent that out. Not super surprising based on what I've seen across other areas, but obviously if you were in November 25th, you're working through the holidays. So I'm sure the backlog built up with that. And then my understanding is that there was even some potential like snow delays involved with some of the PSA grading centers. But about 100 calendar days is definitely one of the worst turnarounds that I've experienced, at least through GameStop. All right, kicking things off here with this 2022 Bowman draft, Sal Stewart. It's also his first Bowman. I live in Cincinnati, and I can tell you that it's very difficult to find Sal Stewart cards in my neck of the woods, and it's not even a ton of them on eBay, to be honest with you. So obviously got the 10 on this one, so very happy about that, and it comes at a good time with, peak baseball interest coming with the World Baseball Classic, etc. So this Sal Stewart Sparkle Refractor 10 is a big win for this order. Okay, next up we got a 2025 Bowman U Nate Frazier Stealth Refractor. This one is also autographed. It did get a 9. And I'll tell you the rationale by sending this one in at the time. If you go back to November and you think about November for a minute, I had Georgia as one of the top college football teams, potential, to get to the national championship. And Nate Frazier was far and away, in my opinion anyhow, their best running back, and I actually thought he might go out for the draft. As it turns out, he's returning to Georgia, got a big NIL deal, so the NFL prospect side of this didn't work out the way I thought, but it's still a cool card. It's a great autograph. And we'll see if we can find some Georgia fans who are interested in this one. All right, next up, back to baseball. We have this Jordan BECK, which got a 7, which was really, that's disappointing, but I had trouble finding out exactly what was wrong with this card, at least to demote it to a 7. But that's neither here nor there. We might as well just keep trucking along. It's a very cool autograph. Emerging Stars green, numbered to 125. The 7 is definitely a ding. We'll see, what I can get for it from here. All right, flip-flopping a lot of sports here, but back to college football. 2025 Bowman U Chrome Kevin Jennings autograph Stealth Refractor. This is also his first Bowman. And similar to Frazier, if you go back to November timeline, SMU still had a shot to make it to the playoffs in sort of that like group of 6 entry or whatever. So I really enjoy watching Jennings. I thought it was fun when he was in the playoffs last year. And I thought maybe a playoff run plus, he's probably not going to be a first-round draft pick. If he came out this year, he's actually coming back, though, to SMU. So we'll see, where his career lands from here. Either way, it's a cool card. I like watching the guy, and SMU has certainly turned around their football program over the past couple years, and Kevin Jennings, has been a positive part of that. All right, next up, we got a 2024 Bowman U BAIN Chrome Prospect Auto. And, the 8 stings on this one, I think the front and the centering and stuff looked really, really good. My son pointed out that in the back, there was a couple small indentations, but it really does not detract too much from the card's, overall appeal. Now, on the bright side, RUEBEN BAIN is going to almost for sure be a top 5 draft pick. And I'm sure that the NFL fans, whatever team he goes to, will definitely be interested in picking up some of his cards. So bottom line, I'm sort of hoping to break even or make a couple bucks off this one. All right, last card in this lot is a baseball card and was a big win. Tyler Soderstrom. We've got a autographed 2024 Brooklyn collection that did get a 10. This one's numbered to 99. And I'm really happy to get a 10 on this one because, to be honest with you, it sort of is like a throwback cardboard that they used. It's a thicker card, kind of like the Inception style, but you know, the cardboard border that they have, this is actually called, I think, the white border maybe. But long story short, it looks like it's aged a little bit. So you can kind of see, let's see if I zoom up. So this almost looks like dirt or scuff marks or whatnot. But it's actually just the material that they use. So I was surprised that the grader actually figured that out and gave it its blessing, because I was thinking, man, there's no way that a person who doesn't, you know, have a lot of background in cards is going to look at this. They're going to think it's all worn and faded. But here we go. We got the 10. Okay, last card that was in this submission actually belonged to my son. He found one of these 2022 Bowman Chrome Gold RONNY HENRIQUEZ in a bargain bin at a card show back in November. And we sort of looked at the player. You know, he got it for super cheap. Maybe it was $5 or something. And we looked at the player, and he did have some success as a reliever last year for Miami. And he was, you know, kind of like on an up-and-coming list to be a strong closer this year. However, back in February, he had UCL surgery, so that definitely put a damper on the prospects for this card. So my son was lucky enough to get the 10 on a decent bargain bin gold auto. But in the process, you know, the player got hurt back in February, likely out for the year. This one that's displayed here is not my son's copy. I just grabbed it because I didn't get a chance to take any pictures because he, you know, took it out of the pile and immediately put it in his collection. This is the kind of stuff that always worries me about pitchers, and in this case, it sort of came to fruition. You know, pitchers, it's not uncommon for them to have DL stints. All right, last bit here. I'll show you the cost that I paid for each card. Plus grading equals the total cost. The RUEBEN BAIN was an eBay purchase, $38. Plus grading was $63. These net sale numbers are not correct. These are just estimates that I put in for now. In fact, I haven't even listed these cards yet. So I'm hoping to get 50 out of it, 60 maybe, we'll see. I'll start high and kind of trickle down from there. Kevin Jennings was a $22 card, total cost of $47. It may take a little bit to sell Kevin Jennings. It might be closer to the college football season, but I feel pretty good I can get $75. That's a really neat card, and for an SMU fan, I think it'll be a popular one. Nate Frazier, the Georgia running back, total cost $45. It's going to be very similar to Kevin Jennings, $75, $65, something like that, and it'll likely sell closer to college football kickoff. The Sal Stewart is interesting. I paid $20 at a card show, so $45 total cost. I think I'll get $120 out of it, particularly here in Cincinnati, because there's just not that many Sal Stewarts to go around. And of course, it's a 10, so it's a lot more marketable that way. Now, for the SODERSTROM, paid $15 at a card show. That should be an easy $120 net for that one, particularly with, you know, the A's are quite the star-studded cast as far, at least from a hitting perspective. Jordan BECK, I mean, not much to talk about. It's a total cost of $34. You know, if I got $20 for it, net sale, I'd be ecstatic. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but it's almost for sure not going to be a winner. All right, so cool little submission there. You know, 50% NFL draft speculation. Kind of went, you know, let's just say 1 for 3 if you count RUEBEN BAIN, and then he got an 8, so not the best luck on that side. On the flip side, the baseball, the Jordan BECK was a bust, but the Sal Stewart and the SODERSTROM, really paid off and basically saved this submission. So we'll see how the final numbers shake out over time. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and we'll see you on the next video.